At the beginning of this year, January 2025, my fitness coaching business did $23,152.70. 90 days before that, I was struggling to make like $5,000 to $7,000 in my online fitness coaching business with hundreds of thousands of followers. Okay, if you were struggling to sign clients, this video is going to help you out. I take you through step by step the exact process you need in place inside of your fitness coaching business to make money, and I break down what you may be missing inside of each variable of the business that you could correct to make more money, to actually provide more value with the skill set you do have. Because if you're not making $10,000 a month and you are in shape and you have a skill set, meaning you know how to get in shape, you can help other people out, change their lives, then something's wrong, okay? You need to be providing value out there, not only so you get paid more and you can live the life you want, but because people actually really need your help, okay? So I put together this whiteboard presentation for you guys. I hope it's gonna provide a lot of value for you. I really think it will. And I'm telling you, if you guys actually implement and actually listen to this video and you run an online fitness coaching business, or you're thinking about getting into one, if you're thinking about getting into one, actually click the link down below, the first link. It's an hour-long free training. And then come back to it. And if you're already running a fitness coaching business, then this video is going to help you out massively. Like, you're going to make more money. So let's get right into the video. If you're an online coach or a personal trainer and you feel like you're not making the amount of money you deserve to make, and you're kind of frustrated by that because not only are you not making the amount of money you want to make online, but you're also like, I have an amazing skill set. I have an amazing program. Like, I'm an amazing coach and people deserve to be in my coaching because it's going to change their lives. And you're struggling to sign fitness clients, I'm going to outline to you exactly why you're struggling to sign fitness clients. I'm not your guru. Okay, I'm a fitness coach as well. And I just cracked the code to figuring out how to sign fitness clients online. In January, I did $23,000 as an online fitness coach. Okay, I've been running my business for 2 years. And it was about 90 days before January, before my record month, that in total, my Instagram got, I don't know, 10 million views, something around there. Like, I collectively had 10 million views online. And I think I made like $7,000 that month, which is still amazing. But I struggled to get past $5,000 to $7,000 for a year and a half until I understood everything I'm going to teach you right here. So no matter where you're at with your online fitness coaching journey, this video is going to help you sign more fitness clients. And I'm here to just lay out the information for you so you can make more money and you can help more people out. Okay. So why you're not signing clients? The first thing is you got to look at content. And the way we're going to go over this whiteboard presentation is we're going to go step by step through pretty much the exact system you should have in place inside of your business and find the bottleneck. Find why people are not joining your coaching, even though you provide an amazing service. Number one is always, we got to take a look at the content. Okay. So got to take a look at your Instagram and your YouTube. Now, with online fitness coaching, you should be posting on those two main platforms. TikTok's all right, but Instagram and YouTube are going to make you the most money. Instagram is where a majority of the money is going to come from. YouTube is where you're going to really nurture people. Okay, you'll still make money from there, but I find that Instagram makes the money, YouTube nurtures the people. Okay, so you really want two types of content, and we're just going to go over just to make sure you have these two types of content, and if you do, we'll move on, and we'll see if this is the next problem. But first, take a look at your content, okay? This is going to be the biggest bottleneck for most people. So I like to have two types of content posted just about each and every single day or each and every single other day, okay? Number one is like your viral content. Okay, so whatever you went viral for, and I'm not saying you have to have like 100,000 followers to be viral. I'm not saying you have to have videos that did millions of views. I'm just talking about the content that gets the most views. That also has to do with who you are. You may have some obscure pieces of content that were just like random thoughts that blew up, but you got to take a look at, are you posting your viral content? Because you want to be posting the viral content to constantly bring new viewers in. Okay, because when you constantly bring new viewers in, they dive into your ecosystem of content. They start seeing all of your other Instagram posts and your YouTube posts, and that's how we get more clients. Okay, our nurturing content isn't going to quite bring in more people. It's going to nurture them and help the people who came in through the viral content get nurtured to actually want to buy your coaching. So for example, I was that influencer who went viral but made no money because I had no nurturing content. I had the viral content, right? And so maybe you're the type of person who has a lot of nurturing content but no viral content. It's either you got to have both of them, okay? I had all the viral content and I had no nurturing content. So what I did is I went to YouTube and I made these raw talk, motivational kind of videos. They were like 15, 20, 25, sometimes like 40-minute long videos where I just sat down in my car right when I woke up. I would journal inside my journal some things I want to talk about, and I just poured myself out to these videos, okay? And so that not only brought in a new audience to my YouTube, it also nurtured people from my Instagram that came to my YouTube because I had my link in my bio to drive them to YouTube. But what I also did, and a majority of the people who have signed up with me, they say this one thing. I came in for your physique, but then I saw, your nurturing content, your talking head videos, right? Your motivational type stuff. And that's why I bought. Okay. So what I did with the YouTube is I took those videos I made, I took the best performing ones, and I would go inside like an editor and I would kind of cut it up into like a minute 30 video. And I would put some of my viral content, overlay those pieces of content on side of my nurturing content. Now, I like to focus on like motivation. Okay. I've made all this money on fitness coaching without posting a single how to train, how to track your macros, like any of the regular fitness stuff. Just because that's like my specialty is like motivation, mindset, stuff like that. So that's what I like to speak to inside my nurturing content. But that type of content, it's very hard to make go viral, right? So what it is, I took my viral content, my physique. Most likely you probably look insane, right? You probably look really good, or whatever your coaching business has to do with, you probably have that result, right? And that's your viral content. But then you want to take that nurturing content where you're actually shifting thoughts and beliefs. You're motivating them. You're providing real value to help people out, like I'm doing in this whiteboard presentation right here, right? You want to take that and overlay your viral content on top of it in some type of way. Now that's most beneficial. You could just upload your nurturing content alone, just talking head videos that push people towards actually buying. Right? They get more comfortable with you. You want to take a look at your content first. Make sure you get the viral content that's allowing your account to grow, that's getting a bunch of impressions, a bunch of views, and so on. But you want to tie that in also with your nurturing content. So if you don't have nurturing content, make sure you have nurturing content. Okay? Maybe ask yourself like, oh, what do I post exactly? Just post what you like. Honestly, post the things that you have learned. Share yourself. You're trying to build a personal brand. The next thing to look at is your Instagram stories. Okay. Instagram stories is where people are actually going to reach out to you and DM you. And this is like a big conversion mechanism right here is your Instagram stories. So general things you want to be having in Instagram stories. Number one is just your life. Make sure you're sharing enough of your life. Okay. People buy into people. They don't buy into the process is the best way to put it. People buy into brands and you are a brand, right? Whatever your name is, Ryan Johnson, I am a brand. Okay. People don't buy into my coaching. They buy into me, my lifestyle, my mindset. They're investing into me when they join my coaching or my mentorship. That's why they buy. Okay. So you want to be sharing your life, getting on your stories each and every single day and just being yourself. So people fall in love with you, not just like what you provide in terms of a business. Okay. This is the way things are moving with online commerce as well. There's a really low trust epidemic at the moment. Like people just don't trust people online. And so that's why you want to share a lot of yourself and make your brand very personal. Share your life. Number two is value. So make sure you're providing value through your stories each and every single day. And value is very subjective. It can be this, that, and a third for each and every single person. Whatever is valuable to you, really, like whatever helps you grow, whatever helps you get ahead in life, whatever helps you change, like that's what you want to be sharing. If you take a look at my Instagram stories, I'm always providing value through my like morning journaling, inspiring them, like taking my phone, walking out in the balcony to hopefully inspire people. I read my book this morning and I uploaded 3 stories about something I read inside of my book I'm reading right now, As a Man Thinketh. And I just shared some value that I gained today through my stories, okay? Providing value, because if you want people to provide value to you, you have to provide value to them. If you got that in check, then take a look at, are you uploading client wins enough, okay? So again, you can provide all this value, you can share your life, but if you're not showing that you can get other people results, then why will people trust you, right? So what I started doing that helped me bring my business from like 7K to 23K in about 90 days is I shared more of my life. I was insanely consistent each and every single day, bringing people along through my daily routine. I provided more value inside of my stories. Whenever I had this thought inside my mind, or whenever like I coached myself and I learned something, or whenever I read a book, I made sure to provide that value inside of my stories. It's like having real-time coaching going on through your stories. And number 3 is sharing my client wins more and more and more. Instead of once a week or twice a week because, oh, people probably don't want to see it. They think I'm just selling. I just shared it more because it actually inspires other people. You know, when you go look at other people's stories and you see their clients winning or their program, people inside the program are winning, hopefully you're happy for them. You're like, that's amazing. I love that. You're not getting like, oh, what the freak? You haven't unfollowed them yet. So people aren't going to follow you. Share your client wins more to show what people are missing out on, okay? And the thing about sharing client wins as well is paint pictures, tell stories, sell emotions. Don't just post the transformation and be like, my client Ken is down 10 pounds. Like that's not valuable. People don't see the transformation. Why people want to lose 10 pounds of weight or why people want to transform the physique is not because they want to lose 10 pounds. They want to lose 10 pounds so they're more confident in themselves, so they feel better, so they look better, so they can go finally talk to that girl, so they can actually like live a badass life is the best way to put it. So when you're sharing your client wins, paint pictures, paint the picture of who Ken was and who he is now, tell the story and sell the emotion. People are buying into the outcome, not the process. So have 10 to 15 stories most days minimum. And it's quite easy to get to 10 to 15 stories. And a lot of people say, well, what if my story views die down? And I've gone through that as well. I have been ripping my stories. I have 138,000 followers. And if I just post a couple times throughout the week, I'll get 4,000 views. I get 5,000. I've gotten up to 10,000 before. If I'm posting every single day, I may get 1,000, maybe 1,500. But I'm only looking to feed the people who are hungry. Okay, I'm only looking to feed them. And if you need a time where you need a lot of story views, like let's say you have a big call to action coming or a new offer, then just take a day, take 2 days off posting your stories and then rip it. You'll get your views right back. Don't worry about posting too much. There's no such thing as posting too much on your Instagram stories, honestly. You know, maybe 30 is way too much, but post more on your Instagram stories. I'm telling you right now, if you post at least 10 stories a day for the next, let's just say 30 days to make it easy for you guys, you will see an increase in income. I promise you that. Test it, okay? So if your Instagram stories are dialed in, you make sure you're uploading every single day, you're sharing your life, you're providing value, you're sharing client wins, and even more things, you're posting a lot, then you want to check out your call to actions, okay? So if you fix these two things and you're still not making the money, check out your call to actions. So I kind of explained that when I went over client wins, but number one, not enough value. So when you're doing your call to actions, you want to make sure you're providing value. Like I said, paint pictures, tell stories, tell emotion. Don't just tell how Ken lost the 10 pounds. Tell the story of where he was at, paint the picture, and sell the emotion. And in a way, actually like tell people the process that Ken used or the process you use with Ken to help them make this transformation. If you just show people the transformation that somebody made, they're still scratching their head thinking to themselves, well, why can't I make a transformation? I don't know what I got to do. As a coach, it is your job to provide more clarity to somebody than they have ever been provided to before. And so if you can actually spend time providing more value through your client transformations, by maybe like, you can go look at my Instagram story, go look at my coaching highlight. You'll actually see right there how I paint a picture, I tell a story, I sell an emotion through my call to action. That's how you provide more value. Okay, don't just make it simple, make it expansive. Extrapolate that transformation you have, or extrapolate what your offer actually is when you do your call to action, so people understand it better. So you get the line of thinking correct to see why they need to reach out and book a call with you and get on the program with you, right? Everybody needs fitness coaching, but most people don't actually reach out and get it until they like hit rock bottom, right? Until they like really, really, really need it. So what you have to do is you have to amplify their emotions. You have to amplify where they're currently at and amplify where they want to go. And, once you amplify both the pain points and where they want to go, there's more motivation to actually want to spend thousands on fitness coaching. Okay. A lot of people, again, they like to sweep the problems under the rug and just like, they're not there. They're not that big, but they want to make that change. And it's up to you as a coach, as an influencer, as a content creator to help people transform. Okay, not just in your coaching, but also through your content. If you're not treating your content like coaching, that's why you're not signing fitness clients. And then number two, not a unique perspective. So again, when you make your call to actions, you want to make sure you have a unique perspective from everybody else. If you're just, again, showing your client transformations, wherever you do your call to actions, right? And it's just like, hey, hit me up if you want to lose 10 pounds, if you want to get jacked, if you're a skinny fat guy, blah, blah, blah. It's like very basic things that everyone hears. And everyone wants to be a fitness coach. So this industry is, yes, it's getting saturated, but it doesn't mean there's less money to make. It literally just means if you come into the industry with a unique perspective, you're going to capitalize on it. You're going to stand out from everybody else and you're going to make more money. Okay. The more saturated a niche becomes, the less, more people make money, and the more people at the top make the money, if that makes sense. The people at the bottom, they make less. The people at the top, they make more. A less saturated niche, there may be 10 people in there and they're all making, let's say, 10 grand. The more saturated niche, let's say there's 100,000 people and there's 95,000 at the bottom making 5 grand, and there's 5,000 at the top making 20, 30, 40, 50 grand, because they have a unique perspective. They stand out from each and every single other online fitness coach. So in a way, have a unique perspective. The way I like to do this is I'm all about becoming badass, and I like to intertwine my fitness coaching with a life transformation and becoming badass. I always say it's bigger than just fitness coaching. It's bigger than just getting in shape. It is like, it's becoming badass. It's building badass confidence. It's building a badass mindset so you can go out there and live a badass life and conquer your life. I'm not just here to get you in shape. I'm here to help you transform your life and go conquer your dreams. This is bigger than just losing 10 pounds of fat. That's my unique perspective. And I also tell you, if you actually look at my coaching highlight, you'll see it, okay? But make sure you have a unique perspective. Now, if your call to actions are dialed, maybe it's your nurturing system. So first thing I would look at is, do you have some type of video sales letter, right? Something that actually educates a prospect on your process, on the transformations you help people make, okay? So if you don't have a video sales letter, then people, like, they know you're a coach, but they don't feel heard by you. And people want to sign up with a coach that they feel like, this is the exact coach for me. This is the exact process I have been looking for. And so through a video sales letter, if you make it correctly, okay, when somebody watches your video sales letter, they'll be like, this is exactly what I'm looking for. And they see why they need to invest in it and why they need to buy it. Okay, but it also educates a prospect on your process. So when you get on a call with somebody, they already understand your whole process. They understand how it works, and they're more likely to buy because they're more nurtured. Okay, because if you don't have some type of video sales letter, some type of content to nurture a prospect who hops on a call with you on how you create this transformation, then you're gonna have to spend an hour outlining exactly how you create the transformation, and they're probably still scratching their head because they don't have a visual representation or whatever, and so they may be less likely to buy again. So we want to nurture them as much as possible through some type of video sales letter. So hopefully you have that. If you have a video sales letter and it's good, ask yourself, do you have 7 hours of long form content? So Google did a study. It takes on average 7 hours for somebody to watch your content in 4 locations with 11 different touch points for somebody to make a buying decision. Now we're just going to go over the 7 hours of content. Okay, 4 different touch points is like 4 different platforms, 11 different touch points. That's like emails, stories, DMs, sales calls, etc. All those different types of things. But the 7 hours of content, you want to make sure you have 7 hours. So count up your Instagram reels. And count up especially your YouTube. If you don't have 7 hours of YouTube content, that's probably why you're not signing the amount of fitness clients you could be signing, even though you have an amazing service and even though you have what people need. It's because there's not enough content out there for them to get nurtured and for them to feel comfortable sending thousands to somebody they have never met and they're just online. Okay? They want to understand the process. They want to feel comfortable making the buying decision. I always say this: are you more comfortable giving $1,000 to your friend or $1,000 to somebody you just met? $1,000 to your friend. Why? Because you've known them for years, because you spent hours hanging out with them and conversating with them and being with them. It's the same thing through your content. You want to make so much content that people feel like they're your friends, that they know you exactly, and they can trust you sending you thousands of dollars and that you'll show up for them. If you can't show up in your content, how are you going to show up as their coach? So make sure you have plenty of content. If you got 7 hours of content, then ask yourself, where does your link in bio send people to? If you have that 7 hours of content, but your Instagram isn't sending people from Instagram to YouTube, then how are they going to watch those 7 hours of content? Make sense, right? Because most likely your Instagram following is bigger than YouTube. Probably. Maybe it's the other way around. But either way, your Instagram should be sending people from Instagram over to YouTube so they can actually watch that 7 hours of content. It shouldn't be sending them to a link tree or whatever, blah, 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 blah. Your Instagram should directly send somebody from YouTube. And your YouTube description or your YouTube bio can have all your links, okay? You can have all your links. And another thing, if you're too worried about, missing out on whatever other things you have inside of your link tree, just put it inside of your Instagram highlights, okay? But have your main call to action your YouTube, okay? And then highlights, like I said right there, make sure you have your highlights set up properly. You can go take a look at my Instagram profile. I got my highlights set up very specifically. I got my coaching, I got my client transformations. I share my life, I share my transformation. I have 2 full stories of 100 highlights showing where I came from and where I am now, right? I want to just nurture somebody so well through my highlights. So make sure you have your highlights set up properly. Number 5 is DM sequence. Do you sound like somebody who's a robot or really showing
expertise. So when somebody DMs you, right, if you got all this set up right here, then you're probably getting a lot of DMs. And the bottleneck may be your DM setting sequence, okay? So when you're DMing them, do you sound like a robot, or are you showing expertise? Meaning, do you just like go off a script? Do you just say like these questions, but not truly actually listen to the person and dig in? And then maybe you're getting a lot of people who aren't booking in calls or no showing, right? You may be booking a lot of calls, but nobody's showing up. People are canceling, or people are not booking in, or something like that, right? And it's probably just because you're not showing expertise. You're actually not like paying attention to, their pain point or the struggle or where they want to go, and extrapolating it and diving in and digging deep into it. Okay, once you start doing that and actually taking your time in the DM setting sequence, more people are going to book in. More people are going to show, and they're going to be more likely to buy because they're more comfortable and you provided more value in the DM setting sequence, okay? Another thing, what are you looking for in a qualification? A lot of people, they think the qualification to book somebody in a call is like, oh, what's their age? Where do they live? What's your income? Where are you at now and where do you want to go? No. Here's the thing. They know you're a fitness coach. They're reaching out to you because they've seen your transformation and they want to make similar, and they want to be guided by you. So the only qualification standard you should really have is how motivated is this person. Okay. You want to have the general, like where are you at? Where do you want to go? But the main thing you should be looking for is, what is your motivation? Why are you motivated to make a change? Why is this person motivated enough to send me thousands of dollars for fitness coaching? That's what you want to be looking for in the DM sending sequence before you tell them to book a call. If you can't look back at the DMs and see a clear motivation for why somebody needs coaching and will send you thousands, then spend your time uncovering that before you tell them to book in a call. Okay, because they'll get on the call and they're not gonna be super motivated, and you're gonna have to spend a lot of time selling them, and that's just boring, okay? Are you getting verbal commitments is another question. So again, if you're having DM conversations, but nobody's booking in or nobody's showing, you wanna make sure you're getting verbal commitments that people actually want help, they wanna commit, and they wanna do the call. So I'll simply ask, are you willing to commit to this? Something along those lines, right? Do you want to hop on a call to dive in deeper? Make sure they say yes. And they'll say, okay, I'll send you my calendar once you're ready. I get 3 verbal commitments. 1, that they're committed and they want to make this happen. 2, that they're down for a call. And 3, that they want my link for my calendar. And by following that, I saw a lot more people booking in. I saw a lot more people showing, and I saw a lot more people actually joining the program on the sales call, okay? The sales all starts at the beginning of content, of course, but it also starts in the DM setting sequence. If you aren't getting them to start committing to making this change inside the DMs, then you're gonna have to spend a lot more time committing in the sales process. So get them to commit to a better self, to making this change inside the DM setting sequence. Are you using your Instagram stories to nurture the people in your DMs is another good question. So if you see common objections inside the DMs, common struggle points, certain reasons why people aren't booking in, certain things that people are understanding. Maybe they're asking you, what do you even do, right? You want to take that information and you want to make Instagram stories about it. So some of the best sales I've had have been, I've been in a DM setting sequence, and I'll see something. Maybe it's in their DM, maybe it's in somebody else, and I'll go make an Instagram story about it. And I'll put the DMs off for a little, and I'll allow that Instagram story to nurture the people currently texting me. And then I'll come back to the DMs and they're more nurtured. They're more motivated now, right? Because they've seen more of my content, because maybe I answered some question or, motivated them up or shifted the perspective. Because here's the thing, people don't like to be told what to do. People believe everything that comes out of their mouth and nothing that comes out of yours. And so if you find there's something you have to tell a prospect to just get their mind to click, or get them to finally make that decision that they have to make, you don't tell them that. You go to your Instagram stories, you go to your content, and you make content around it. So when they watch that content, you're not directly talking to them. You're talking to all the people in your audience. But they're watching that piece of content and they're following your line of thinking, and they're coming to the conclusion of which you wanted them to come to, in a way of them doing it on their own, not you telling them, okay? And are you also speaking with conviction, and are you acting as an authoritative figure? Are you leading them is another question. Inside the DMs, a lot of people come off as softies. You are a fitness coach. You are here to keep somebody accountable and change their lives and call them out on their bullshit. Are you speaking with conviction? Are you acting as a leader? Or are you saying, maybe I could help you out? Do you maybe want to do a call? Maybe I could coach you. No, you got to come off as a leader. You got to speak with conviction. Here's what we'll do. We'll hop on a call. If you want to make this change, if you are committed, we can hop on this call. Stop trying to qualify yourself and get the prospect to qualify themselves. That's what I mean. coming over the sales process. So if your DM setting sequence is primed, it's good, everything's going well right here, then you want to take a look at your sales process. So sales script or transformational conversations is the first thing I would ask myself. Am I following a sales script? Am I going from question to question? Am I looking at some Google document or something? Or am I basically knowing the framework of a sale, how a sale works, and then I'm just taking that and actually talking to the person and staying in tune inside the conversation and having a transformational conversation? That's how you have good sales calls, is you stop acting like a robot. You stop acting like a salesman. You stop following a sales script, and you simply sit there as a coach. Again, a coach, your job is to change thoughts and beliefs. So you should be sitting there having a transformational conversation with somebody, shifting the thoughts and beliefs to help them overcome any objections they may have once you tell them it's $3,000 for my coaching. Okay, you want the transformational conversation to happen prior to the price drop. And so through sales calls, I like to really break things down. I like to really coach that person on a call before I asked them to sign up with me for coaching. Again, if you aren't coaching somebody before you become their coach, why would they buy? It doesn't make sense. And that's probably why you're getting a lot of, I got to think about it. So just remember, have transformational conversations. Understand the general framework of a sale. And again, if you guys need help on any of this, I have a full hour-long guide it's the first link in the description. I tell you exactly how I went from like making $2,000 a month at a job to $23,000 with my online fitness coaching business. And I go a lot more in depth into all these things. If you're confused on what a DM setting sequence is, if you're confused on video sales letters, on the sales process, I give that whole framework inside of that video. So if you're kind of lost right now, go watch that. But you know, I give the sales script inside of that video right there. And that's the framework that you should understand like the back of your hand. And then you should simply just sit there on the call and have a transformational conversation with that individual. That's it. Okay. Now they're going to trust you more. Now they're actually going to feel like they were providing more value on that call. And that's why they would be more likely to buy. Okay. Are you transferring your energy across the screen on a call? Or are you just sitting there like talking like this, like, yeah, so what do you want to do? They don't feel the energy. You are here to change their lives. And so when you get on that call with them, you want to be transferring energy through the screen. So when they come in contact with you, they feel like you are bringing them up with you. They feel like their energy's higher. They feel like they're moving fast in life whenever they come around you. That's why people buy into these coaches who make a lot of money online, because they're really good at transferring their high vibration, their energy through the screen. And so the people on the other side of the screen, whenever they come in contact with that coach, they feel enlightened. They feel high vibration because they're transferring the energy through the screen. So when you got on that call, get some push-ups and hype yourself up. You know, be excited to make that change. You don't have to be stone cold, still face. You don't have to be monotone. Like, be yourself, be high energy. That's what people want. They want somebody to uplift them. Do you come off as somebody that can keep them accountable and change their lives? There's another thing as well, okay? A lot of people just fuck up on calls. They talk way too much. They get off track. They start talking about dogs and the weather and so on. And it clearly shows that you can't keep them accountable and keep them on track with where they want to go in life. And so it is your job as a coach to be able to hold the frame inside of a sales call. Okay, you being the one asking the questions, you being the leader, you the one controlling the frame, so that they feel like they can trust you as their coach, like they can trust you with their life. When somebody hires a coach, they're basically giving a part of their life up to you to make you're literally their decision maker for this area of their life. Okay, so they want to have complete trust in you. So you have to come off with somebody who can hold them accountable and change their lives. That's not only done through energy transfer, actually being high energy, high vibration, taking the person actually serious, but also controlling the frame throughout the call. And I tell that all about in that 1 hour training. So go watch that if you're so confused. And next thing is, are you using common objections to make content with or correct the sales process? Okay, so if you're getting common objections, people are saying common things, you're running into common struggles on sales calls, and it's causing you to lose out on a lot of money. If you're not taking that and either correcting your sales process, so what that means is using those objections or, you know, that wrong way of thinking that prospect maybe had, and correcting the sales process so you overcome that objection or you shift their line of thinking prior to price drop, then that's why you're not making the money. Okay, if you correct your sales process by looking back at your old videos, then once you price drop, there's going to be no objections because you overcame them all before the call, or I should say before the price drop. Okay, but you should also take that and make content around it. Okay, notice the common objections. Notice the common misconfusions people have. Maybe sometimes people are like, I don't even know how your process works, or can I actually get abs only working out 3 days a week? Like, make that piece of content. Tell people, hey, it only takes 3 workouts a week and 45 minutes of cardio a week to get in the best shape of your life. Because a lot of people think it takes chicken or rice, 6 meals a day, an hour of cardio, and 6 training sessions a week. That's what a lot of people think. Shift their thoughts and beliefs. That's what coaching is. And number 7 would be your offer. Does your offer stand out? Okay. And before I go into offer, I should say, if your sales process is dialed in, then take a look at your offer. Okay. Does your offer stand out? So once again, this goes back to CTAs, not a unique perspective. So if your offer is just simple, like everybody else has, I do fitness coaching is like the most basic offer. Like everyone does fitness coaching. Really, everyone does it. How is your fitness coaching? How is your process different from everybody else's? That's what you have to ask yourself. And that's when you have to dig deep into why you started, the transformation you made, or go look at your best client and see the transformation he made and tell your offer more towards that. Now your offer becomes more unique, more specific, and it really speaks to people now. Okay, you don't want this bland offer that speaks to everybody because then it speaks to nobody. You want an offer that directly speaks to a small group of people because then it's super valuable. So make sure your offer stands out. My offer is become badass pretty much, right? Now it's very specific for the fitness and then the mentorship, but like my general offer on my Instagram is become badass. That's what I'm all about, right? I am helping men become badass, either build a badass physique or build a badass online coaching business and go live a badass life, right? That's how my offer stands out because nobody else is talking about that. Nobody else is selling the outcome of becoming badass. And that's what my clients become. They become badass. That's what I become. I become badass. I used to be that insecure kid who allowed life to be in control of me. Now I'm badass. I do whatever I want. Live here in Miami. I'm jacked. I'm tan. I'm handsome. I became badass. My offer stands out. Do you embody your offer is another question. So whatever your offer may be, do you actually embody it? If you're overweight and you're fat and you're telling people to lean down, it doesn't make sense. And if you're super skinny and super lean, you're telling people I help people bulk up, it doesn't make sense. If you're telling people to become badass, but you're not badass, it doesn't make sense, right? You have to embody your offer, whatever your offer may be, embody it, because then you live it more. And then the people who see your content, they are pretty much following you and liking your content because of your offer. So your offer should directly align with where you currently are at life. If your offer is 6 months old, if you haven't changed your offer in 6 months, maybe that's why you're not signing clients, because you update your offer and you're at a completely different spot in life, right? With coaching, your offer should constantly be pretty much updating. If you find a winning one, keep it. But if it's not working, update it, because maybe you're still selling who you were 6 months ago, but you're a new individual now, right? So do that. Does it sell an outcome or a process? Is another good question. So does your offer sell an outcome or a process? And little teaser, it should sell an outcome. Your offer should sell an outcome, meaning an emotional outcome, a life outcome. I become badass. It sells an emotional outcome. Men who feel insecure, like I did. Men who feel like life was in control of them, like I did. Men who just felt like, fuck, life's, like I already said, life's in control of me. Just felt like they weren't truly going out there and living the life they want to live and just being tan, jacked, and handsome. I'm selling the outcome of becoming badass to them. I'm not selling the process. I'm not selling a meal plan, a training program, weekly check-ins, blah, 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 blah. Nobody wants to follow the process. People are lazy. People just want the outcomes. So you sell the outcome, you sell the vacation. Sell the vacation. It's not evil. It's not wrong to sell the vacation. Of course, make sure they commit to the process, but focus in on selling the vacation, selling the outcome. Because now you're selling an actual life change. Now people can actually feel the outcome of which they are going to have when they get inside of your process. If you're just selling the process, they can't even see the outcome they're going to have. Okay. So again, go line by line, step by step. Is it your content? Is it your stories? Is it your CTAs? Is it your nurturing system? Is it your DM setting sequence? Is it your sales process? Is it your offer? Okay. Once you go through each and every single part of this and you correct it and you make sure it all makes sense and you make sure everything is dialed in, you should be making more money. You should. There is something wrong here. If you are not making the amount of money you want to make and you have the views and you have the skill set, there is something wrong. So go step by step and analyze what's going wrong. So let me actually walk you through how I took my business from $5,700 to $23,000. First things first was my content. I already described that to you. Don't want to go over that. Then with my Instagram stories, kind of described that to you, I uploaded a lot more. I was so repetitive. Again, people need reminders more than they need new information. It takes on average 66 repetitions of something for it to get instilled inside somebody's mind. So I just repetitively repeated myself day in, day out. So it finally clicked for people one day. And that's why they reached out more. Then I changed up my call to actions. I provided more value in them. I had a unique perspective. I actually spent time breaking down my clients' transformations. And if you don't have client transformations, break down your own. Okay, so people can actually see the full picture of like the action you're telling them to take, like the transformation they're gonna make if they reach out to you and join your program. Then I implemented a nurturing system. I got a VSL. I uploaded more YouTube content. I had my link in bio go from my Instagram to my YouTube, and I adjusted my highlights, okay? Then I dialed in my DM setting sequence. I took time to have transformational conversations inside the DMs. All right, camera overheated. Hopefully we're good now, but in the DM setting sequence, like I said, I was pushing back more. And my main qualification standard became how motivated is this individual? Why would they spend thousands on my coaching? And if I couldn't figure that out, I would spend more time in the DM conversation before getting them on a sales call, okay? Made sure I come off with more conviction as a leader. Then I actually got a sales process set up. I spent time learning sales. I spent time actually perfecting my sales process, okay? So I transferred more energy through that. I focused on having transformational conversations. I came off as somebody that can actually help them and hold them accountable. I no longer became scared to push somebody back and say, are you sure you're willing to do this? Are you sure you have what it takes to make this transformation? You know, I pushed back on them. I got them to agree that they are committed. The more times somebody says yes, that they're committed, the more yeses you can get to basically what they have to do to make this transformation, the more likely they're to say yes to your coaching. Because if you get them to verbally commit 10 times that yes, they're committed, yes, they want to make the change, yes, they're motivated, yes, they're ready to start today, then they can't back out once you price drop or else they're going to feel like a bitch. The only objection they can have is price. And then you just have to figure out the price. That's it, right? That's it. It's simple as that, okay? You should never be getting, I gotta think about it, because then your sales process is messed up. And then I also made sure my offer was dialed in, basically by just making sure my offer stand out. You know, before it was just like, hey, I do fitness coaching. Now it's like something very specific. So it spoke to more people, and I actually embodied my offer more. So I focused more on my personal development and where I was heading in life. Again, the reason somebody joins a coaching program, especially if you're young, is because they want to follow the leader. They feel like you are leading this direction in life and they want to be a part of it. And that's completely fine. It's awesome. I have mentors that, you know, I think are better leaders than me, and I want to be a part of theirs, you know? So focus on your personal development. The better of a leader you are in your own life, the more people are going to want to join your coaching, because that's what you're doing as a coach, is leading your people. So that's why you may not be signing fitness clients. I hope this provided value to you. This is everything I learned over the past couple of months. I hope to be providing more content around stuff like this. I hope you guys like it. If you do, drop a comment down below exactly what you liked. What was like the most valuable part about this, so I know what to make more videos on. Okay, guys, I love y'all. I catch y'all. And if you haven't, make sure you go watch the hour free training down below, and exactly how I took myself from working working a full-time job 2 years ago, basically being broke, 18 years old, to making $23,000 a month at 21, now living in Miami. It's a really good video. I spent so much time on it, so go check it out. I promise you're gonna love it. I'll catch y'all. Peace.